Hi, and welcome to the Homeopathy Health Show here on the UK Health Radio Network. I'm Atiq.
And I'm Naila.
We're both professional registered homeopaths, and between us have over 25 years of professional practice in this field of healing.
The Homeopathy Health Show is the voice of homeopathy on radio and podcasts around the world, promoting and raising awareness of this truly unique system of healing and healthcare, which is suitable for all ages, young and old.
Every week, we invite guests from the world of homeopathy to come and share their experiences, their work, offer insights, and essentially talk all things homeopathy.
Visit www.ukhealthradio.com to listen now. To find out more about us, you can visit us at www.homeopathyinpractice.co.uk. And whilst you are there, do subscribe to our newsletter.
Be inspired
and join the conversation.
So let's begin today's show here on the UK Health Radio Network, the world's #1 talk health radio.
Real feel-good radio.
Hey everybody, welcome to a live episode of the Homeopathy Health Show, the award-winning Homeopathy Health Show here on the UK Health Radio Network. And I am joined, of course, by our special guest, but hey, welcome from myself. I'm Atiq and
I'm Naila. Welcome, everyone.
So it's a real honor, isn't it, Naila, because our special guest has joined us for this live episode, which is none other than Anne Vervarcke, all the way from Belgium. I say all the way, but we're in the UK, so we're about an hour away technically by plane, right?
That's right. Okay, glad to be here, and thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, for everyone else who doesn't know Anne, Anne is an internationally recognized classical homeopath. She's a teacher and author with over 35 years of clinical experience. She's the founder of the Center for Classical Homeopathy in Leuven and creator of the Vital Approach. She integrates classical homeopathy with modern insights into levels, kingdoms, and miasms. She is the author of numerous influential books and the founder of the White Room. I love her website. You all need to go there.
Yeah, I love it.
Have a look. Through which she continues to teach and inspire practitioners worldwide. Welcome, Anne.
Yeah, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure. And we were talking just a few days ago, actually, just before the live, because we have good news, don't we? Because you're going to be on the Homeopathy Health Show officially as well, for a podcast as well later down the line. But there are a few webinars coming up as well. But we wanted to start off, actually, and just to, for those who don't know, you have actually written several books, and your latest one, please do mention and talk about the latest one, because I know it's taken a lot of time, a lot of passion, of course, has been put into it, and all that incredible knowledge that you have.
Well, the latest book is, the title of the latest book is The World of Homeopathic Families. And yes, it's always a lot of work. And I try to be as condensed as possible in my books, which sometimes makes it not so easy to read, I heard. But anyway, what in my latest book is always the latest insights, what I think is worth spreading or sharing. So that is what the latest book contains. It's now more than a year, I think, published. And what is in it? What can you expect? Well, the title already says it a little bit. I consider the map that I, created some years ago, which is actually a spin-off of the Family Finder, a smart module to help homeopaths to find remedies. And so the map is kind of a spin-off. And what is the map? I consider it as a world map. Or I compare it to a world map. So you have 2 pages, which is like 2 continents, and then you have the 7 rows, which are like the 7 countries, and then, and then you cross the vertical and horizontal characteristics. You are in the city, which is then compared to a group or a family. So I would say, though, it's like a world map. You have a map, then you look for the treasure in your consultation, and it helps you to at least find the street, the city, if not the street. If you want to find the right house number, you might have to go to your repertories. That's not in the book.
Brilliant. That's so beautifully said. I was just showing because I have it.
Okay, good.
And always look into it. It's also beautifully presented in a Radar Opus. If you have the software, your family finder is there, and it's very easy. Like if you have 2, 3 main sensational words of the case, you can type in and you can see which families cover it, which remedies cover it, and then you can explore this further. I just have, when I was looking at it, I just had a question because we can see the rows and the columns. What are these colors? Because it goes from red to indigo. So
Yeah, you could compare them to chakra colors, actually, but like upside down. Because then you will say the first one, the red one, it should be the root chakra, which is even in our chakra system or our understanding of chakras would be the most basic one, the most dense one, the most primitive one, if you want. And then as you go up the chakras, they represent the higher qualities. But as the periodic table is known like this, so it seems like the chakra colors are upside down. But basically, it's the same idea. So the more you go down, the more you could say the remedies or the groups or the patients are more evolved.
More enlightenment.
You could say, like from red to indigo and violet, it's like your highest chakra. So if you turn the map around, then you could say the purple is the highest.
Yeah, I was just looking at this. Number 7 is disintegration under too much pressure.
Yeah.
And you have viruses and artificial human artifacts written in there.
Yeah.
And now looking at from the point of view of the periodic table, usually the uranium, etc. These remedies are the actinides.
Yeah.
Are very destructive.
Yeah.
They are. They have lots of intense power in them. Is there a correspondence in that regard as well?
Absolutely. It's let's say they disintegrate under too much pressure. The pressure becomes more and more. The demands, of course, it's an inner thing. It's not an outside pressure. It's the experience of the person that the demand becomes like already in the 6th row, like superhuman. We know this from Aurum and Mercury. They have an enormous pressure that they put on themselves. That's why we say the syphilitic remedies. Even if you go a little bit further, then they disintegrate. It's no longer possible to contain.
That is so interesting because many patients who come, because I also use the color chart in my practice.
Yeah.
And many people who come with actually the sacral issues, the hormonal issues, or women with female reproductive organ issues, they go, they like the red colors or the red hues.
Yeah.
And you have that as a chakra color as well, as the one, and you have withdrawn, don't understand the world, my cocoon. So there has something happened in that stage where the development has to happen in the reproductive cycle. What do you think?
Not necessarily, because that's a physical problem, of course. And when I prescribe for chronic cases, then I would take the physical into account. But actually, that's, in my understanding, the basic level of the level theory. And the level theory is something that in maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, Rajan Sankaran launched as an idea, which was brilliant, by the way, that there is something beyond the mind and the body. And as I, let's say, interpreted in my way, because it's not exactly like Sankaran taught it, he saw like 7 levels and you know, there are differences and overlaps. But let's say the first level is the physical, the tangible one, and then the second is the energetic aspect, but still of the physical body. And then the third would be the emotional, and the 4th level would be the mental, and that would be the psyche. And then there's something beyond, which I call the vital. which Hahnemann calls, the dynamis or the vital force. That's why I call it vital, because I want to be in line with Hahnemann. And so if you prescribe on that level, okay, you take the symptoms into account of all levels, but basically you prescribe on the fifth. You look for the signs and symptoms that come from the vital, which cannot be explained any other way. Which are, actually, I always say homeopathy is very simple. It's strange, rare, and peculiar on all levels. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So well said.
That's that's beautiful.
It doesn't become any simpler. So if you have some hormonal disbalance, you look for the strange and peculiar. Everything that is common, you can forget.
Oh, brilliant. So amazing.
You have had such a wonderful journey, and you've learned so much. And I know that you teach ardently and share this knowledge. And what we really love about it is where you are trying to basically make homeopathy simple, as in the understanding of it, and to start. And that's such a plus point for students and graduates, because and we were, all three of us, excuse me, we were having this conversation just a few days ago, weren't we? And we were talking about how when students graduate and when they're left on their own devices, it can be very, very difficult because they're thinking, okay, I need to get to a totality, or do I need to get to a constitution? Is there a miasm involved? Is it LM? Is it 30? Is it 200? And all the other things that go alongside, which kingdom am I going to go if you're into kingdoms, or if that's how your mind is working, what do I do? How do I use a periodic table? But you have a very beautifully simple system, which actually helps people to grow, because once the seeds are planted, then after several years, because realistically it does take that, let's be honest,
Yes,
it
of
takes
course.
several years. The brain automatically goes into a very adaptive stage, doesn't it, where you can adapt and move around, within your headspace as far as prescriptions are concerned.
Yeah. When I start to teach, the first thing I always do is define our concepts. So what do we mean by this word? At least then we know we're talking of the same thing. Like the basic concepts, that's what I always start with. And then I try to make clear, like, what are we trying to do? I mean, even in homeopathy, what are we looking for? What is our aim, our purpose? Because how will we evaluate in the follow-up whether we achieved or not if we don't know what we're doing? I mean, that should be clear to start with. And you would be surprised how many different answers you get if you ask a question like this. You can be very vague and say, yes, the symptoms should appear and the patient should be happy. But if you go in more details, it's not always very clear what we consider as a successful a treatment. The patient wants to get rid of the symptoms. Okay.
Yeah.
We make a bit of a detour. And also we give a lot of extras very often without their knowing. So at least we should be clear about what we are doing. If the patient doesn't know, it's not so bad.
That's so well said. Actually, we should be clear what we are doing. We should be clear, actually, what we are expecting from the remedy to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's sometimes homeopaths or students come to us and ask for treatment, and that is where we want to communicate in a different way as well, where we want to tell them, okay, this is what I'm giving you. You know the remedy picture.
Yeah.
For example, but now you have to go and see what is going on inside you. Sometimes, like, we become prejudiced. This is my remedy and this is not my remedy, or this. But we also need to be clear to what is actually healthy, what is actually healing here, and what is actually not. Sometimes symptoms disappear and the patient is in agony.
Yeah, it is true.
For one reason or another.
Yeah, I said for me, of the last decades, I always had new definitions of the same basic question: what is health and what is disease? That's it.
Exactly.
It starts from there, and that is the first step. That try to make it at least for yourself clear what is disease and what are you trying to fix, with what measures, and how will you evaluate whether you're successful or not in your endeavor.
Oh, this is such a wonderful question, actually. If we ask ourselves, or if 10 people are sitting in one room, and if we ask them what is health, I don't think they will all come with the same answer.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
everyone, health is different.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
The beauty.
I was trained, among others, by a homeopath who used to, when she presented cases, always made it a happy end. All her patients ended up getting married and having children. I thought that cannot be the purpose of our treatment.
It's
That's so interesting, because some patients of mine are also going in this direction.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I always say when I'm teaching, we don't know what is
Yeah.
good for the patient. The patient has to tell us. We
Yeah.
don't know. We just ask and witness.
Mm.
And if you have some common sense, then you can say that seems better than last time before
Yeah.
he had a remedy. But the patient has to tell us.
Patient has to tell us, definitely, yes.
It's before we just move, because I know that Naila is going to talk to you about your upcoming webinar as well. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because you said something very nice, which was about keeping homeopathy, making it simple.
Yeah.
And as we grow into homeopathy, because it's a lifelong journey,
Oh, yeah.
it's amazing how incredibly deep it can become.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about something called a rabbit hole,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
seriously, I've seen that with homeopathy. You can just go into certain disease states, or you can read certain remedies, and it's just constant. The amount of depth is profound, isn't it? And I know that the time will come very soon when the general public will realize the power and immense depth that homeopathy offers as a healing system, because it's not just pathology, it's not physiology, it's who you are. People always ask, don't they, Anne, who am I? Or I'm trying to find myself.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
one way.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if patients always realize, because it's so subtle. Yeah. And usually it's not fast, except in acutes. And then acutes, of course, are, our known successes of homeopathy, because that's lightning fast. If it's working, it's working within minutes or hours in a serious acute. So that is very visible. But the subtlety of a constitutional remedy, let's say a vital remedy, working over the months and even the years. You see patients who have a complete transformation if they stick long enough with you, within 1 year or 2 years, and they keep getting better, and maybe think because it's life circumstances, but of course the better life circumstances always also has something to do with the changes in themselves.
Yeah, that's amazing, because this reminds me of two of my patients who have now enrolled themselves into homeopathic studies, and they're becoming homeopaths now.
Yeah. So they realize.
Yes, they realize homeopathy is helping.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anne. It was lovely to meet you today. For everyone else watching, you can watch a live webinar free with Anne next week on 22nd of January, 4:30 p.m. CE Central Eastern Time. It's European time. In UK, it will be 3:30 p.m. where Anne will walk us through the Family Finder module in Radar Opus, and we'll learn a lot more about how and what she is doing. I just love exploring through her Family Finder module, just looking at the families, what keywords do they bring, what themes are coming out. It's like little nuggets that can help you get the deep end of the family and the remedy.
And just in case you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we do use Radar Opus because it's absolutely brilliant. Okay? Love using it. Very streamlined. So much information on there. And of course, like Naila is saying, Anne's Knowledge Academy is on there as well, you know, so it's just wonderful. Great. That could have been a blooper because we are live. But over to you, Naila, to end today's
I must say, because we are going to have a few more episodes with Anne, we are going to have a proper podcast episode. So hopefully this year is going to be Anne Vervarcke's year.
Yes.
Before I forget, if you are interested and in Anne's work, there is Naturopathic CE. Is a beautiful academy, and it has been delivering live lectures with them, and a new course is also coming up about families and whatever they have to offer. So do look into that and sign up. There is an early bird discount going on, which I don't think anyone wants to miss, because I am going to sign up for your course. It's just amazing to know you, what you do, and to actually know as homeopaths what we are looking for.
And we have to do a shout out to Timothy Miller as well, right? Dr. Timothy
Definitely,
Miller.
yes.
Okay, so hi Timothy from all of us, including Anne, of course. And we must mention, of course, Marco and Luke. Hey, it's a live episode, why not? You know, from Radar Opus, Luke Noland and Marco. But hey, it's been wonderful, hasn't it? How do people register for the webinar?
If they go on to the Instagram handle of Zeussoft Global, at Zeussoft Global, I think we are going to do a shared post about it. Either tonight or tomorrow morning. Watch out for the QR code, watch out for the webinar registration link. If you have registered with Radar Opus newsletter, you might get the link to register tomorrow. Otherwise, look at the social media handles.
Yeah, please, Zeussoft Global. Please have a look. That's on Instagram. And of course, like Naila has said, do remember to go, just visit radaropus.com and follow through. And also the US side as well, right?
Yes, the Radar Opus US, we are going to collaborate with all of them. And you can all go to Homeopathy in Practice and everything will be there, because that's has started to become a hub of spreading the love of homeopathy around the world.
And that's on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, at Homeopathy in Practice. 36K followers and growing. Woohoo, as far as social media is concerned. A huge, beautiful, beautiful community of homeopaths and authors and educators and just people who love homeopathy. So please do go and follow us and share your comments on there. We would love to have feedback as always. But until then, over to you, Naila.
Until then, meet you all next week with a live webinar with Anne. And hopefully most of you will sign up for the course, and we'll meet again. And again. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Anne.
Okay, thank you. See you next week.
See you next week. It's been an absolute pleasure to host you on this live episode. Thank you so much for your time. Grateful to you.
Okay, we see each other next week then. Yeah.
I do hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the Homeopathy Health Show. Tune in every week for inspiring conversations, bringing you all things health and well-being to your radio and podcast apps.
The more exposure the Homeopathy Health Show receives, the better for homeopathy around the world.
And please do support the show by clicking follow on our socials.
You can find us at www.homeopathyinpractice.co.uk and on Facebook and Instagram at Homeopathy in Practice. Do give us a follow on there. Let's promote the voice of homeopathy around the world together. Until next time, stay safe and take care.